Hey guys, it's Kim Shearer with Lay Lake TV, and today we're starting a new series within Lay Lake TV called Secrets of the Showplace. We're going to show all those cool houses that we've always wanted to be in, and I thought what better place to start than Christy's listing here, Ellis Properties listing on Main Street in Columbiana. So tell us where we're at here.
We're 311 North Main Street in Columbiana, and this is the home of Harry and Bonnie Atchison. And everybody always wants to see it, so Kim's going to take you on a little tour with my help.
Actually, Christy's going to take us on a tour, so let's go check it out.
All right, come on in to Miss Bonnie's house.
So excited about this house. I've always loved this house on Main Street.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the house. When was it built?
This home, little discrepancy there, the 1850, tax records say 1875, Miss Bonnie thinks 1850, so somewhere between 1850 and 1875.
So how long did Miss Bonnie and her husband own the house? When did they buy it?
They bought the house in 1977. A little bit of interesting history there. Come with me to the dining room, I'll show you this original document that I uncovered. So I've been going through a tote that the family gave me to go through, and this is a little interesting. This is from 1926, and this is the deed or sales and exchange contract for Harry, Miss Bonnie's husband's parents. So they owned this house originally. I mean, not they weren't the original owners, but in 1926 they owned it and paid $2,750 for it.
Prices have gone up just a little bit.
Yeah. And I don't know really what all of the land was included with that, but they only were here for 1 year. So Harry lived here for just a little bit, and they sold it in 1 year and then sold it, made a big profit. They sold it for $2,800. They made $50 when they sold it. Yeah, so that was very interesting. And so then Harry and Bonnie ended up, while they were courting, he was courting her, he would bring her back through Columbiana because he was no longer living here. I think he was working somewhere in the Birmingham area. And he would bring her back through Columbiana. You know, this is the house I was born in. This isn't the one. He was born in a different house, which I've been diving into all this research. It's very interesting. But he would say, this is the house we lived in, and this, and then, so really there is a good Lay Lake connection here, because the reason they were coming through Columbiana is because Harry owned a lake, what I would call a fish camp in Pine Grove.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
cool connection.
Yeah.
I've learned in Columbiana a lot of things are intertwined like that. So what makes it special to live on Main Street though?
Okay, I've also lived on Main Street.
I know, yeah.
Which is another connection to this, so I'll tell you that in a minute. But what makes Columbiana and Main Street special is when I was growing up, so it really hasn't changed much other than there's a lot more activity going on. But when I was growing up, you would get, we didn't live on Main Street when I was growing up, but we would get on our bicycles, ride through the woods, ride all over Columbiana. We would leave at, you know, as soon as the pool was opening, we would go to the pool. We would stay there all day. Then we'd ride to a friend's house that lived over on Sterrett Street and spend half the day. You know, we didn't have cell phones. Our parents didn't know where they were, but they knew we're in Columbiana, and every parent on Main Street knew whose kids, who you belonged to. Yeah. So they were checking, you know, you could call somebody and say, have you seen Christy ride by? Have you seen Corley?
Yeah, even though we have cell phones now, it's still a lot like that.
It's a lot like that still.
Just a little hallmark town for sure.
A friend of my daughter had some friends come from Birmingham last weekend for Music on Main, and they asked me for my business card before they left, because they said, we're not ready to raise a family yet, but when we do, we want to move here. They were like, this is like going back in time, but in a good way. I mean, because you've got all the things that young kids can do and enjoy, the Arts Council, you know, just
the entertainment district,
so many things going on, but yet it's still that small town community where everybody knows you or know who your parents, there's some, like you said, some kind of connection going on.
So cool. Well, give us some highlights of the house. So let's talk about just some cool things, some historical things that haven't been touched. I love that kind of stuff.
Well, the front door, that's got to be, and this chandelier, the original fireplaces, the French doors. I did find out, like, This is a lowered ceiling in that room, but you'll see when we go into the bedrooms, it's really high, like, 20 feet high. These are actually, all you got to do is take this, ceiling out, and then you've got the high ceilings under it. Yeah.
That's fabulous.
So, yeah, and the wavy windows. Don't you love that?
Yes, I actually do love those.
Yeah. And so the fixtures are original. That one in the, I guess we'll call that the living room.
Yeah.
That one is original, and this one is original. The floors are original. So the door here that you probably saw when we came in.
I mean, look at the glass around that. That's just,
I know.
You can't find that now.
I know.
That's just beautiful.
And it's in great shape. So this room was obviously added on. We're not sure of, like I said, of the original owners, but we've heard maybe a doctor, maybe a judge, but anyway, that has its own entrance. So perhaps, they
had an
came
office in here or something like that.
Office that
makes a great sunroom now.
Yes,
or
it
office.
Does. Reading room.
Yeah, I love it. And all the wood, it's beautiful. So I know this has some acreage with it, so that really makes it stand out on Main Street.
Absolutely. 3.5 acres on Main Street is really just...
That's unheard of.
It is unheard of. And it's just an absolute beautiful property. I will say the fountain there apparently has a well under it that's been kind of covered up. So originally a well, but that's full of some kind of exotic fig or something. I don't know, but it's supposed to be fig. But yes, 3.5 acres. I mean,
beautiful magnolias.
Yeah.
Gorgeous pecan. I love pecan trees. There's several pecan trees back there, so it goes pretty far back.
And it actually is already divided. It's 5 different parcels.
Oh, really? Wow.
So
that's like a park back there. It's so pretty.
And you can't actually even see all of it because it goes beyond the wood line back there.
Yeah,
some of the property.
And they've also got a little garage back here and storage and stuff like that. So just a fabulous place for sure.
It is. If walls could talk, right?
I know. I love historical homes. So I was so excited that you said you would let me hang out with you today and tell us all about it. I'm so glad y'all got this listing, and can't wait to see who the next owners will be.
I know, it's exciting. Always exciting to get new people on Main Street.
That's right, that's right. Okay guys, contact Ellis Properties. They've got this listing, and it really is a cool historical place right on Main Street. Just ride your bike, walk. I mean, it just right here to all the hangout stuff,
That's
to
right.
Just a Tish.
To Just a Tish, that's right.
And the restaurant. So just a fun place to be.
Well, I appreciate your time and coming out and taking a look at it.
Yeah, I always love to be with my Ellis friends.